Right, my troops, how we doing? Hope you're having a good Saturday night. Just thought I'd come on, do a wee video on that. I'm just chilling at home with my wee boys playing FIFA. Know what I mean? I'm getting quite tired, but got to got to bash one out, as they say. um, hope you're all fucking doing alright in that anyway. Know what I mean? Notice my subs are going up like rapid, man. I don't know why so many people would want to listen to me, but fuck it, man. If it floats your boat and that and it. Wanted to come on and talk about um, an incident that happened in Balliny prison when I was recalled in 2011. So, as usual, if you've been watching this channel or watched any podcasts I've been on, you'll probably know that I was sentenced to an extended sentence when I was 21. I got 16 years, 10 years with 6 years extended, but done basically the whole sentence, right? Um, and I was recalled in uh, July 2011 for a breach of the peace charge, right? Arguing with somebody in a shop, raising my voice in a shop, right? Nonsense charge, but see when you're on any sort of supervision, especially being a violent offender, it doesn't look good, right? So, um, I went to Balliny, it was an A-hole tap flat, and I remember seeing on the news, right? Stood up with a boy for Cran Hall, good boy, I'll not say his name, he's not like fucking, he's not like a mad gangster or nothing, but it's one of the troops, know what I mean? Don't want to give him a shout out unless he doesn't want it, know what I mean? Imagine he would, but oh, the laughs we used to get, man, me and him, honestly, man. I remember, I know it's a bit of a segue, right? This is the last we used to get. He'd be lying with his pillow propped up, right, lying sleeping like a fucking vampire, and I'd do this on the top bunk. Incoming! And swing a pillow down, whack him right in the face and wake him up. No, we'd get some giggle, man. I actually remember one time, boy from Post, what I was in Pullman with, he said that the first night me and him were dubbed up together, he says he could hear us laughing all night, man. And he was quite smart. Like he knew about history and all that, so we got along, know what I mean? What a laugh. But anyway, we're watching the news one day, right? And I seen there was a murder in the Gorbals. And I said to my co-pilot, so for any that don't know what co-pilot means, in Scottish prison slang it means your cellmate. So the I'd seen it on STV. There was a murder in whatever bit of the Gorbals it was, right? And I said to my co-pilot, I bet you any money I know who done that. I know the person who done it, or I know the person that was killed. And strangely enough, I knew both the perpetrator and the victim. Um, but I didn't find it out till later. No, it was when the pass man. So in Berlin, you're dined in your cell. So what that means is you don't go to a dining hall when you get your food. You go back to your cell with your food. You eat in your cell, right? And the pass man, who is basically, if you want to call it a trustee, somebody who mops the floors, fucking cleans the windies, blah blah blah. Um, he comes round and collects the dishes, right? And I remember when he was coming round collecting the dishes, my co-pilot said to him, "Here, who is it to get murdered down the Gorbals?" And he said, "My cousin's name. It's my cousin, right? Hadn't seen him for years, but on my mother's side, right?" And I was like, "Fucking hell." So the funny thing is, see, any time a murder happens in Glasgow or something happens, I've always said this. See, if I was a copper, right? See, any time something happened in Glasgow, like a murder or that, I would be phoning the Berlin intelligence unit, and what I mean by that is people in Berlin usually find out what happened before the police do, because we all talk. I could be talking at a visit, talking on the phone if you're careless, whatever, or a mobile if you've got access to a mobile. So running about the schemes and all that, you always find out. You do. It's like me. Like I always, like where I live, I always know everything. I want to know everything. And I find out everything. But it's how you say it, how you put it across. It doesn't look like you're asking a question, but a lot of the times you already know the answer to the question you're asking, but you're asking a different person to see if they confirm what you've heard or whatever. And I remember thinking, like, fuck's sake. But then when I found out the name of the person who had been charged with this murder, I was like, fuck. Excuse me. This was a boy who that I knew for when I stayed in the Gorbals with my biological mum when I was like 11, 12, right? Didn't have any issues with the wee guy or nothing. He's a couple of years younger than me, maybe 2, 3 years younger than me, whatever, my wee brother's age. And funnily enough, I had spent time with him in Shotts prison in 2008, 2009 when I went back to Shotts for Castle Huntly. Nothing kind of, it's just a small, frail wee guy, but what I'd heard had happened was there was an argument in a party, right, like a Friday night party, Saturday night party, whatever, and a fight had broken out and they two were arguing and he'd pulled a blade out and stabbed my cousin in the heart and killed him. And when he came into jail for it, right, like obviously I was like, if he comes in here I have to do something. And this was the funny thing was I was up for parole in 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And my son was born soon after, and I was just like, no, in fact, when did this happen? In fact, my son was already born, because this happened in February 2012, so my son was maybe 7, 8 months old at the time, so he was actually born, and my parole papers had already kicked in, so I had a shot at getting out, but I knew if he came into the hall, it's not that you have to do something, but it's your moral duty, innit? It's your moral duty, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, you're already in prison. What are they going to do? Put an extra bar on your window? Like, just, I don't know. And I'm not going to lie, he'd come into the hall, and I heard a boy shouting on him out the window, right? So my ears hanging out the window like a fucking satellite dish, just tuning in, because see the boy he was talking to, he was in for somebody tried to shoot his pal or something, and they got the gun off the cunt and fucking nearly beat him to death with it or something, right? Something mental, right? So got a fucking set of stones. Do you know what I mean? There's no getting round that. And I was quite pally with the boy. I used to talk to him all the time, and he didn't know that nobody knew this was my cousin. We have different second names, and nobody knew. And I'm like, is he gonna try something? But to my advantage, there was a couple of boys for the Gorbals and where I'm fae just now. One was my cousin boyfriend. Everybody was like, listen, get him out in the yard and we'll just give him it. And I was like, no, I need to do this myself. Even though there was a voice in the back of my head saying, do you really want to do this? What if you could get parole, or you could get out for your kid and all that? And Um, Obviously I was conflicted about it, but something just took it on me, I don't know. And I remember the day after I was listening out the window, right, so in Berlin, I was on the top flat in A-Hall, like fucking the top flare, right, and it's like big wide open landings, right, and you can see right down to the bottom. And I remember when they opened us up in the morning, I was pacing up and down all fucking night, man, right? My co-pilot slept like a fucking baby, and I'm pacing up and down. I don't know why, I was just conflicted. Like, it was nothing to do with him. I think it was about me and my kid, and what if you get parole, what if? And I was just like, nah, fuck it, man, you'll no get it. Excuse me. And I was right. Um, and I was like, I'm doing him tomorrow, but I wanted to try and get him before he went out in the yard, before he could link up with him there, because it was just been a mad fucking gang fight in the middle of a fucking A-Hall exercise yard, know what I mean? And I've walked along the landing, right, we were going for showers, but I've walked down the stairs to look at, so see in Berlin, on every landing there's this big white board that's all sectioned off, right, and then every cell, it's got every cell number, your jail number next to it, your name, fucking date of birth, whatever, right, and I wanted to see what cell he was in, because I was on the fourth cell on the fourth landing, he was on the third landing, and I wanted to see, because I knew he was somewhere underneath me, but I didn't know what cell, right, and I just wanted, I'm just like that, right, just want to know. And I've walked down and saw that it said he was in the second, right, so he's only like two down for me, but on the bottom landing. I went back up and said to my co-pilot, I was like, he's in the second thing we done now, blah blah blah, right, got shivers, but I was wound up like a fucking, like a spring coil, know what I mean? Just thinking that every eventuality, every possibility. I'm just like that. I'm an overthinker, because I need to prepare for everything that could go wrong. Because if you can prepare for something going wrong, you can have a contingency plan. Do you get what I mean by that? So a plan B, in other words. So So anyway, right, obviously I didn't have my glasses at this time, right? So when I don't have my glasses, I walk about like that, right? But people think like they probably think I'm like growling at them or something, but I'm trying to fucking see because I'm short-sighted. So I didn't have my glasses at the time, right? At the shouted exercise, right? And I was like, well, guess what? I was like to my co-pilot, I'm just going to smash him out in the yard. I says, don't do nothing unless somebody tries to help him when I'm doing them. So way down the stairs, right? But when you come down the stairs, it's like the big landing like that, right? But he was away down that side, right? He's away down there. But I'm looking away down there, and I was like, I can't see him, I can't see him. See, looking like that, like fucking Mr. Magoo. And I've just done that. And he was all here. I was like, what's happening, mate? And I just ran at him, started swinging all sorts of digs. But I'm not gonna lie, right? Not one of them connected with him, because he was running back away, and he had a fucking, any's ever been in prison, you see the blue dinner trays you get? He'd a fucking, a shank, sharpened. It wasn't done any damage, I don't think, unless fucking he got a lucky shot right in a bit of soft tissue or something. And he dropped it, right? But he was running back like, see, doing all this, right? And I'm swinging all these haymakers, and the screws are shouting, lock up! Because that's what they shout when they're fucking, when it's kicking off. And as soon as I've heard lock up, I've just thought, I've not landed a punch on this cunt, and I'm going to fucking hurry up, because the screws have just fucking dialed 999, know what I mean? And I've just fucking ran at him, man, started going boom, 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 because he fell into, like, see, like, somebody had already been out to exercise and locked our cell door, so he couldn't fall through the door, right, so he's in the doorway, but he's crouched down like this, and I'm just like, boff, 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 pure smashing fuck at him. And then hundreds of screws have come running down, know what they done? They didn't even, like, normally with screws, well, back when I was kicking about, right, they used to fucking just run rugby tackle you, pull you apart, whatever. They ran down, done that, right, that's enough, Chris. And then see when he says that, see my co-pilot, he ran down, volleyed him right in the teeth, right? And then they walked him round to his cell, put him back in the cell, put me back in my cell, but see my co-pilot, they put him down the bottom flat in another cell, right? So I'm like, right, fuck it, man, pure, mate, see the physical feeling, I'm not going to lie, was, see when you're in prison and you do something like that, it might sound callous to people, it might sound a certain way, but it's what I've always said, what's legal's not always right and what's right's not always legal, do you get what I mean? There's just things that are, it's above me now, mate. If you've killed my cousin, you killed a family member of mine, and I'd expect you to do the same. If I killed one of your family members, mate, and I'm coming into prison and you see me, mate, you have to do something, bro. It's just it's the law of the jungle, mate. It's just the way it is. And when I went back to the cell, they came soon after that and then said, we're taking you to the Wendy house. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Wendy house is a name for the Berlin segregation unit, so solitary confinement. And I'm not going to lie, it was the best peace and quiet I fucking got down there, because we were only down there a week, but this is the reason why they took us, right? Because they said, and see, the governor who was in Berlin at the time, who put me in who signed the rule, who signed the paperwork to put me and my co-pilot in the seg, he said, I knew him for shots, right? He was on a telly programme. Some of you, if you've been in shots, you'll know who I'm talking about his wife's Doug and all that, right? Can't remember what it was called. I remember watching it when I was up there. That the boy that I battered said, he went on the phone and says he's putting $5,000 out on my head, right? And my co-pilot done that. Is that all we're worth? Like, cunts would nip you for a lot less, fuck's sake. Know what I mean? Fucking $5,000, fuck's sake. Cunts nip you for fucking 300 quid. But aye, so he's ended up getting fucking put down the seg, right? And obviously when you're doing the seg, they give you a telly after a week, but we weren't down there a week, we were only down there a week, so we weren't getting tellies, but no complaining, I'm just saying that's how it works now. So obviously, I'm a book reader anyway, I couldn't give a fuck, mate, I don't go anywhere in the jail without a book, know what I mean? And we're lying down this egg, right, and I kept singing this mad fucking Tony Bennett song, no, that, it's the good life. My co-pilot was lying in there like, man, you're fucking demented. But I was just trying to, like, raise morale or something, I don't know. It was funny, but while I was down there, and I've explained this in another video, right? Oh, I've heard Crash McPherson. And I'm like, who the fuck's that, right? So I bounced out the door, aye, who's that? It was my pal, right? He's fae my bit. I'd done a video about it before, how the nurses refused to give him his medication. They snatched the medication off him, then all the screws tried to jump him and ended up headlocking one of them, run down the landing with him in a headlock. Aye, him, man. Some boy, mate. Passed away a few years ago, but crazy, man. He came down. It's like, what you doing down here? He's like, fucking... he went to the recreation room, see we go and you play pool and fucking throw darts and all that shit, right? and he's bumped into somebody who he was looking for, an enemy obviously, man, and fucking he's attacked this cunt, right? But the screws have tried to fucking, he's waited, he's walking out in the rec room, so I don't know if any know, but when you're walking back for recreation in Ballina, it's like a big paved road, it's a cement road, it's called the Route, and mate, the screws have all fucking heavy jumped him, and see when I seen him, man, it's like a gravel embedded in his fucking cheek. You ever seen that film? Can't mind what Bond film it is. The cunt with the diamonds stuck in his face because it blew up. Well, and they stuck in his face. That's what he looked like, except it wasn't diamonds. It was fucking bits of cement. Know what I mean? Crackers, man. But the thing is with that boy who was in for murder, my cousin. I had so seeing A Hall in Ballina, the top two, they ended up doing it like half remands, half sentenced, half convicted. In case anyone's like, oh well, how you doing a recall and you can get to a remand? Aye, that was why, because they had that many people on remand that they had to put remands in this hall, and that governor even said that to me. He said, "You're the curveball." He said that's what he said. Because he said we were warned about bringing him in here because see my other cousin, the brother of my cousin who was murdered, he was in Berlin at the same time. They're like you can't have they two anywhere near each other, right? So, because my cousin obviously two brothers have got the same second name, haven't they? And I'm like, right, I watch this, know what I mean? Um, but the reason that I wanted to come on and talk about this video was because I was going through my phone and I seen a video that somebody sent me ages ago on Telegram, and it was some guy in a shopping centre down London and get stabbed in the fucking neck. This was like 3-4 years ago, man. Just some size of boy, right? And I'm just sitting thinking, like, somebody's videoing this guy's last moments. He's holding his neck and it's just going tss. And I was like, he knows he's fucked. Like, and as somebody that's carried blades before, it definitely makes you think. It gives me the fear, to be honest with you. And as I always say, I'd do everything to protect my kid and make sure my kid's no involved in that life. But if anybody ever done that to him, man, you'd be as well just fucking shooting me with a fucking horse tranquilizer dart and putting a straight jacket on us, because that's not getting left. I couldn't function on this earth without my kid, because that's my purpose for change. Do you get me? So, and I would expect any other parent to be the same. It's not like I'm sitting saying this is what I'm like and fuck every cunt else. No, I think there's something wrong with you if you're no thinking like that. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking. It's just. I think your outlook just changes when you have a kid, and if it doesn't, then you need to go and sort yourself out. Because trust me, one of the screws. See the screw that told me leave. See when I assaulted that boy and he says, Chris, that's enough. When he said to me, what you assault him for? And I told him, know what he says? I'm surprised you didn't launch him out of the landing. And do you know what? I found that pure astute when he said that, because I actually thought about that. And I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't be sitting here with my kid in a house. It's not a palace, but compared to where I used to stay, it fucking is, mate. It's a mansion. Do you know what I mean? I was sleeping in a fucking room that was like a cupboard with a bed and a toilet and a sink in it. You know what I mean? Listening to banging and screaming all night and fucking brutal, mate. At the end of the day, I think you just need to learn to manage that part of you. But aye, that boy gets sentenced to life and another life down the toilet and it. Fucked up. But sometimes I think people need to learn that lesson before they turn their life around. Like myself as well, I could have easily have been the guy that got murdered, or the guy that done it, 100%, do you know what I mean? My body tells that story. But it's just fucking, it's a sad tale, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to leave it there, troops, anyway. But I hope you're having a good night and fucking plodding on, because it's no fucking easy, is it? But we get there. But you all take care, and cheers for tuning in and all that. And I will see you next time I'm back on. Catch yous.